Hi everyone, Boomer here. This is the first video for a while and it's Star Trek Online again, and we are playing the new featured episode. It's going to be Uneasy Allies. As usual, Sela being Sela, she has escaped from where she was being captured, and we have detected odd energy readings from the Hoba system, or the supernova system. So it's up to us to go and check it out. The first thing I do need to mention is I've made a little bit of difference to the Rainmaker for a very specific reason. The plasma consoles are back. They have recently been buffed to make their plasma explosion once again. As you can see, the upgrade to Epic is humongous still on them, and these things now, they do almost the damage they did before. It's utterly ridiculous. So I will be upgrading them to Epic at earliest opportunity, and I'm actually crafting a load of Omegas now so that I can get them upgraded. I'm back on Protonic Polaron for the moment because I just find it a little bit easier, and I'm trying to get comparable figures from my last you remember my last 37k DPS run? Well, I'm trying to get some comparable figures at the moment, so I'm using the same weaponry, and I want to see if this is more damage than my other layout, and I would be very surprised if it isn't, because they are crazy at the moment. Literally, I am seeing these plasma explosions rather than the plasma dot. I've seen myself, just in a science vessel, hit for just single hits of 40-odd thousand with them, with just the explosion, and tactical captains I've seen hit for way over 100,000 with these explosions. So once again, I think we're back on gilding out these science consoles and working with those. Not saying that's horrendous, because they're cheap to get. You can get them at Mark 10 from any embassy, and then just upgrade them at your leisure, and they will be a significant boost to your DPS. But without much further ado, let's head...
I'm currently on leave from Voyager, and I was passing near the Hoba system in a shuttlecraft when I picked up some odd energy readings. I took a detour to investigate. You can't be too careful where Hobus is concerned. But I wouldn't mind some help. Can you rendezvous with me at these coordinates? Having a real starship here would be a big help.
And we are a real starship. And remember, we've actually got the... we do get the dilithium reward now from an episode replay, because, spoiler, I have played this mission already. I actually played the bugged version. I'm hoping that it's no longer bugged. But we do get decent skill points and expertise for it, and I probably will take the plasma repeater pistol. That's actually really good. That's really quite good. I might end up using that if I upgrade it to Epic. But as you can see, there's some cool stuff that we can actually get here, so I'll kit out the full kit and then maybe do a review on it. But anyway, let's go. No, I don't want to transwarp that way. I can transwarp the easy way. Oh, it's going to cost me 12,000 no matter what. Never mind. I believe I can afford it now anyway. I am a little bit low on funds at the moment now, with about 21 million. Reason for that being that I have put together this selection of anti-proton weapons and some ancient omnidirectional stuff, and I've upgraded it all to Mark 14, so that cost me quite a bit of cash. And also I bought a shed ton of R&D resources so I can start crafting, and so I'm going to make about probably 50 million energy credits worth of stuff from these materials, so I'm not actually that far down, so it's okay. So let's begin.
This is Federation Shuttle Tereshkova. I am under attack in the Hoba system, requesting emergency assistance. I'm under attack by Romulan vessels. I could use a little help here. I'm a decent pilot, but things are getting a little rough. This freighter's packing some serious weapons. I don't think they're hauling cargo.
This is the Romulan Imperial star name. You are in a restricted area.
How about no? Oh, I wasn't even targeted on that warbird and it died.
Thanks for the assistance. I was checking out some strange readings and discovered this errant freighter. I hailed them and they opened fire. It's a good thing you picked up my distress signal.
How lucky.
I don't know yet. Based on these ships' identification codes, these aren't Tal Shiar vessels, just elements of the old Romulan Star Navy. They're no friends of the intelligence agencies, but also not allies of the Republic. Last true sons of the Empire, that sort of thing. Not to impose, but my shuttle's taken a beating. Do you mind if I bring it aboard?
Before, I want to know why you aren't on Voyager.
Our last mission wasn't easy. We made it through in one piece, but afterwards, it seemed like a good time to use my personal leave. I'll rejoin Voyager in a few weeks.
I'm sure. Just scan her.
This is Lieutenant Gaia Salon. This vessel has been disabled. Your interference is disruptive, but survivable.
Sela, interesting. He's actually based on Commander Jarok's ship, the Lisette, so what's he doing here? We really don't know what's happening here, but apparently he aided Sela in her escape.
This unit is executing its priority directives. All other directives have been suspended.
Of course, because he's a former Borg, you can kind of figure that maybe something's happened here. I mean, let's face it, ex-Borgs tend to have a little bit of programming left over.
This unit was defending this vessel against outside attack. Defense of associates is required by priority override.
Uh-huh. Residual Borg crap, who'd have thought? Let's head down there. And I think my away team are all sorted, so let's go. Now, badly damaged. Now, my kit is... I've decided to upgrade the Omega kit, as it were, at the moment. I haven't got Mark 14 shield on it yet, but I've got Mark 14 armor, and you can see that gives you a huge amount of resistances, and gives you a big buff to damage as well. So it's really, really good. But I've decided to play a little bit this time around. So instead of using the Omega Carbine, which is obviously utterly ridiculous, I'm going to use another upgraded weapon. This is where you can sort of tell that someone's had a little bit too much time in the game. I'm going to use the Syncrotic Proton Distortion Prototype Rifle, which is from... I believe it's available from the Davidian arc, and it's cool, so I've upgraded it to Mark 14. Let's use the gambling device. Do I gain some extra critical hit chance? And this is going to be hysterical, I'm hoping, so... Nowhere near as much damage as the auto carbine, and I might flick over to it at some point, but I want to at least see how this works. Plus it's proton damage, and proton damage is awesome. Oh look, Romulans. Check it out! That's acceptable. Now remember, on the Hobus world there is actually an Iconian gateway, so they're obviously trying to get in and look like they want to access the gateway.
They must be trying to gain access to the gateway data.
Yeah, we don't really want people mucking around with Iconian gateways. It's bad enough. Also, one of the modifiers I get, or the modifier that I've got on the syncrotic rifle, is run. So I actually run quicker with it in my hands. I don't think that makes any sort of sense whatsoever, but hey, I didn't design this. Ugh, dead people. Oh well, it looks like the Romulans have been in here and killed a load of the remnants that were guarding it. Statue, huh? Yeah. It is rather unsettling, I will give her that. That's a lot of Romulan life signs ahead.
There's a door to the left.
Why, thank you, Captain Obvious. I should probably use some captain powers at this stage. Wow. This is definitely acceptable. I'm actually quite impressed. This is kind of what we're figuring at this point. We don't want them to get hold of an Iconian gateway. Yes, Wazza, well pointed out. Yep, that would be my guess as well. Okay. What did I just throw? I didn't mean to throw that cryo grenade, but it worked.
Quick, through the side door and down to the gate.
What the hell hit for 917? Was that Wazza flying through the air? Very possible. Uh-oh. Well. Valor on mine, kill it. Anything with the word Valor. Okay, who's firing rainbows? Really? Inappropriate. I am thinking of the most... You will notice I am actually equipped with my subspace party amplifiers here. I'm looking for the most inappropriate place to use it. Oh great, Sela's here. That's going to mean good things, isn't it? Because Sela means nothing but good things. Happiness and joy. Good God, this weapon's awesome. Yeah, Sela, you're with us, otherwise I turn the awesomeness of this weapon on you.
I surrender.
What, like that?
Well, no. I do still have crucial information about your poor friend Lieutenant Sela and how to fix his addled Borg brain. About the gateways and how to use them. About the Iconians. Now tell me, aren't those things more important than the fleeting pleasure you'll get from shooting me?
No.
But you are interested in what I can tell you. This gateway is damaged beyond repair, but I learned a thing or two when I was a guest of the Iconians. I know how to operate their gateways, And I've memorized several sets of coordinates. I know about places you haven't seen yet. In fact, the only reason I was here was to open a gate to a specific Iconian base.
Why are you looking to do that?
Not exactly. Do you really think there are only 2 Dyson spheres? There are more, and I know the location of the one the Iconians are still using. Wouldn't you like to see that?
Well, I would. I'd also like to be honest, just on a small note, the one thing that has me worried about this whole arc is that they're kind of looking at bringing the Iconian story to fruition. I'm wondering where they go after that. Personally, I'd like to see the Chodak from a Final Unity, because they're older than even the Iconians. They also use Dyson spheres, but theirs is called the Unity device, which is more powerful. So they'd be quite cool to see in the game, I think. But I honestly don't know where they're going to go after the Iconian arc, but I'm sure there will be something. Okay, what is it?
I've received some distressing news, and I need to update your mission orders. Your communications officer tells me you're not aboard your ship. What's your status?
On holiday. What do you think my status is?
No, please, go ahead. I can wait.
You didn't creep me out so much.
We've received word that Sela has escaped from Republic custody, and that she was last seen in the Devron sector. Be aware that she was apparently aided in her escape by Lieutenant Gaius Salon, a Republic intelligence officer.
We kind of figured that.
Republic intelligence thinks she has some kind of information about the Iconians that she hasn't shared yet. This is a little odd, but let's give her a little leash. Stay close and find out what you can. See if you can determine her plans. Be prepared to bring her in if she shows any signs of endangering anyone.
What you mean by just being alive, probably, because that's kind of how she endangers people.
Well, well, well. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer, isn't that the saying? I'll make you a deal. You want Gaius back, and you want to learn what I know? I'm willing to give you both. But first, we'll need to discuss the deal aboard my ship. Don't worry. I'm sure your crew will keep a transporter lock and whisk you away at the first sign of danger. Enjoy having the upper hand for as long as it lasts.
If you weren't always so smug, I'd feel something wrong.
It makes no difference to me. If you don't like my terms, I'll simply order Gaius to self-destruct the ship. He's very compliant, once you know which buttons to press. But if you want your Borg puppet back, you need to come and get him.
I'm not that attached to him, but I guess that wouldn't be role-playing well, would it?
Besides, what are you going to do? Put me in the brig? I've escaped too many prisons. You know you can't hold me for long.
It really seems like there's some properly terrible prisons out there.
I suppose we don't have much choice. Whenever you're ready, we can beam up to Sela's ship. But I'll go with you and watch your 6.
Fair enough. Oh, Sela's armed freighter. Really, it's armed.
I know you're not inclined to believe me, but I am telling the truth. I do have coordinates to a sphere the Iconians are still using. The Iconians have many servants. Some, like the Aliiances, you have already seen. I watched how they opened the gateways and memorized the coordinates. The Iconians are moving their soldiers and ships into position. One day, soon, they'll be right on our doorstep.
Oh, goody.
This is our one chance to find out what the Iconians are doing and when they're going to attack. And they won't wait for our ships to be in position or give us time to muster a defense. One day very soon, the Iconians will simply appear at our homeworlds, and we will have to fight to survive.
Awesome.
With the coordinates I've memorized, I can gain access to an Iconian staging sphere. Tapping into the Iconian data networks is risky, but the potential benefits are significant. It will be difficult. Iconian operating systems are designed to overwrite and destroy other computers. However, I know enough about their devices to gain some useful information before that happens. Specifically, we need to determine what forces the Iconians will use against us. We must prepare for what's coming.
And how did you learn all of this?
Poor Gaius. All that Borg hardware in his head made it easy to give him some guidance. I've had quite a bit of time to learn about Borg technology. All you need to know is which switches to flip. It's been very helpful having someone on the inside. I would have never escaped without him. But as a gesture of goodwill, I'll give him back now. There probably won't be any permanent damage.
Oh, probably. That's reassuring.
The Tal Shiar has studied mind control for decades, and I had full access to their techniques. Some of it is quite ingenious. Do you know that the proper sequence of mental conditioning and image projection can program someone to kill their best friend? I've seen it work. Once you know how to get into someone's head, you're there forever.
And this was actually played out in a TNG episode where Geordie's reprogrammed by the Romulans. So that's something that's a little bit of a hark back to that. So there are those who believe it's possible for sure.
My engineers report that they're having trouble keeping engine powers stable. It appears you did quite a bit of damage to my ship. Unrelated systems keep failing in no discernible pattern. Perhaps you can take some of your people down to the engine room and have a look? Keep in mind that the sooner we get underway, the sooner this is all over.
Let's go. Oh.
This unit is in diagnostic mode. This unit is responding to its neural overrides. Please, help me.
Alright, looks like we're getting some of him back. And he's off. Right, let's head down to the engine room. That would be wise, was it? Oh, I'm sure I can. Him. Flux chiller, that's really a thing. An engineer. Okay, so fix my stuff for that. And shield power, that's Wazza for the tactical stuff. Wonderful, what was that?
What are you doing to my ship down there? Don't make things worse.
Thanks, Sela. Ah, wonderful. Now, the secret to this, because this is very annoying when you first get into it, this rotating section, you are perfectly safe to stand in. And then you just scramble its sensors, and you get a secondary one, which will have another rotating section round it. Scramble its sensors again. And that shrinks it down to this little area, and you just disarm it. Right, so let's have a look where the other one is. It's over here. Again, this rotating section is where you need to stand. I need to find out where it is. Ugh. There we go. There you go, it got scrambled again. Again, stand in this little rotating area. And disarm it. I have to remember.
I shouldn't need to remind you that we're on a timetable, so I won't.
Shut up, Sela. I have to admit, the first time I played this mission, because the instructions aren't exactly clear, I did make a bit of a mess and I got killed on more than a couple of occasions. And that's 3 out of 3. And the Saboteur is up here. Oh, that's quite bad. I might have embedded him in the wall.
I recognize you. You have to help me. I'm a Republic intelligence operative from the top cover. I infiltrated this crew of Romulan naval officers because they were still loyal to Sela. We can recapture her if we can keep this ship disabled. Republic intelligence has agents seeded through many of the groups in the Old Guard, and even a few infiltrating the Tal Shiar. It was happenstance that I was embedded in the group that helped Sela escape prison. What I need now is to keep this ship stalled long enough for the Republic to arrive. Then we can take Sela back to prison where she belongs.
Sorry, more at stake.
Sela's using you. She'll never tell you anything of substance. If she was the Iconian's prisoner, she couldn't have seen anything important. If she's still working with them, then she's leading you into a trap. Your only chance is to capture her now and help us reveal anyone in the Republic who helped her escape.
Sorry. And yeah, he did collapse, but he's currently in the, he's currently embedded in the console, I think. Maybe we hit him a bit too hard. Let's head back up to the bridge. Don't mind me, I'm jumping on your tables.
I understand you've captured a saboteur. I won't tolerate a threat to the safety of this mission and my crew. I intend to have him executed immediately.
Not happening.
Very well. However, this still doesn't solve our problem. We need to find a working Iconian gate.
See, we know things that you don't, Sela.
The Nopata system? Interesting. My ship has been modified to mask its energy signature, so we should be able to get there without detection. The Tal Shiar may be a problem, though. The Tal Shiar serves the Iconians now. Certain elements of the Imperial Navy are still loyal, but the Tal Shiar would be more inclined to shoot me than listen to me.
Would have liked them to program some kind of like generic male and female voices into the game, rather than have it, you know, it's sort of a little bit immersion breaking when that happens.
Those are Tal Shiar ships. The Star Navy doesn't have the interest or the means to police far-flung systems like this one. The Tal Shiar and I don't exactly see eye to eye these days, so feel free to do what you will.
Well, the Tal Shiar, nobody see eye to eye.
Enemy vessel. This system is under Tal Shiar control. Stand down and prepare to be boarded.
Yeah, that's not happening. Au revoir, mon ami.
Request your assistance.
If you saw those 25k hits that was going in there, they are the plasma explosions. Let's head down.
Hakiv's private research facility. Soon all this will be lost to the sand. What a monument to folly.
And if you're wondering about Akiv's arena, we came here in the main That's a lot of Romulans. We came here in the main campaign, something I may revisit later on.
The Tal Shiar commonly use a diverter to intercept standard access codes on electronic locks. Give me just a moment. There. You really should learn some of these things.
Someone else has been through here recently.
Shitloads of Romulans! God, this weapon's awesome. Was so
Why am I not
awesome.
surprised the mess hall is the one place here that isn't a total wreck?
God, that lunge 3 is incredible. Read some logs. Fractal-based encryption, that's something that was used in First Contact. Ugh. Typical. Okay, I think it's time to admit that my guys
At least they were
probably-
smart enough to take the weapons out of the armory.
I think it's time that I admit that my guys are probably a little bit overpowered for this. You gotta love it when personal logs end up being when personal logs just end up being someone complaining. Right, let's take her out of the Tholian stuff. Let's put her in the counter command equipment. Because that's Mark 14, so she needs more power. Okay, next.
Hakiv's Sanctum. I'm guessing that side door isn't just for show.
There must be a way through this blank wall. Maybe there's a release trigger in the office.
Easy to see that. Easy apparently for you to see it's a blank wall.
Allow me. Computer, recognize identity Sela, code Empress 1. Unlock lab access.
That easy, huh?
Always have a back door.
Gotta admit, Sela's resourceful if nothing else. And paranoid. Very, very paranoid.
Another secret door. Hakiv was always so melodramatic.
I love how she's upset by that. And yep, Iconian Gateway. Talk to Sela first.
This gateway should be simple to activate once we bypass Hakiv's security. Then we can finally take a look at what the Iconians are doing.
Let's go.
You're getting a little too close to the truth. It's time to eliminate you both.
What? Oh, wonderful.
You should be more careful about the loyalty of your subordinates.
Thanks very much, Sela. That's not really what I needed right now.
Stop her! Don't let her escape!
Oh.
Kill it!
A bluegill? So who the hell else has a bluegill in them? And yeah, if the Iconians want Sela this badly, she must know something.
There we go. I'll just put in those coordinates.
Let's get going, peeps. See what we find on the other side.
Hey! Up here! Hurry up! They'll find us soon.
I love how I've got my incredibly fat guy on the mission. Yeah, let's make him run.
Good. There's a gateway on this side. We won't be stuck here. Now, let's see what secrets we can wrest from this facility.
Oh, what?
You! Taurus.
Of all...
Stop her!
Of all people...
Automated defenses? What a waste of time.
Quite a few automated
Get that
defenses.
force field down!
Yes, madam.
I won't let you take me!
Really?
We need to catch her before she can cause any more trouble. She's locked the door. Try to unlock it with one of these consoles. Interesting. According to this data, we're in the Andromeda Galaxy.
That's the
You should
galaxy.
download some of these files to your tricorder.
This is the next, the other galaxy over, the one closest to the Milky Way, and so we're in a different galaxy now. obviously the Iconian influence spreads even further than we thought.
This sphere seems to be much older than the others.
But it's in a different
There's
galaxy.
communication traffic from Iconian ships inside the sphere. I've never seen these kinds of vessels before.
Oh boy.
Ah, here we go. Almost there. Got it. The door is open.
Well, let's see what happens now. What else can we find out about this place aside from the fact that Taris is here? Why don't she just
Towers
die?
must have overloaded the collimators in that plasma core. She's turned this room from a plasma allocation conduit into a death trap. Who even builds rooms like this into a structure anyway? There are control consoles across from the containment area. If you can get to them, you can probably shut down the system.
Yeah, watch me die. This way. Then I think it's this way. No, it's not this way. One of them. Yep, easy enough. Right, so that's that garbage over with. Right, Taris, we're coming for you.
There's nowhere left to run, Taurus. Do you really think the Iconians will help you now?
No, you don't understand. I didn't seek them out because I wanted to rule. I needed them to save us, to turn back time, to undo Hobus, and bring back Romulus.
Then you're more of a fool than I thought. You poor deluded creature. The Iconians aren't interested in saving anything. Nor could they.
We have to get out of here. It's not safe anymore. They're coming.
I guess you'd better go then. If you had only known, Taurus, the Iconians can't travel through time. It destroys their minds.
Uh-oh.
The sphere just jumped. Look, it's nighttime inside the sphere, but it's never dark inside the other spheres. The Iconian fleets are here, and there are so many ships they're blotting out the sun.
No good.
I see you.
Time to go.
Really?
How absurd to think that she could have ever accomplished anything significant. She lost her throne and spent years in mindless devotion to gods who could not hear or answer her prayers. Taurus's fanaticism blinded her. She studied everything about the Iconians, but never learned the one simple fact that would have ended her quest. There was only one thing she didn't get wrong. We need to leave, immediately. Iconian minds aren't like ours. They're entangled with chronoton states. I'll spare you the boring details. It helps to orient them when using their gateways, but it means that they can't go back and forth in time like we can. Doing so would cause the Iconian to lose its memories of the intervening time.
God, look how many ships.
Take a look at the sky. In a sphere like this, nothing should obscure the sun. Those aren't clouds. Did you feel that? The sphere just jumped. The Iconian invasion is beginning.
You were warned. Your galaxy is forfeit.
Oh my God.
It's a phone. The personal guards and servants from the Iconians. Fighting is not the best option. Head for the gate. Run! Harold will be back.
Well, let's go then. Yeah, he's back. I think he's annoyed.
The gateway is destabilizing. I'll take care of this. Jump through now!
It looks like Van Ziel's okay, which is nice. She's a Trill, so she's immune to everything, apparently. And Jesus. Well, let's hope. I doubt that's the last of Sela, but let's see what happens now. Something big is happening. What else could be happening? The Iconians are here. Oh. Well, how bad could it be? Oh, shit. I guess we attracted their attention.
It's good to have you back. A Dyson sphere jumped into a position near the Iconian system less than an hour ago. We don't know anything about it, but based on the preliminary notes you've logged, we think it's the same sphere that you discovered with Sela. I hate to admit it, but she was right. The Iconian invasion is here. There's no sign of Sela, incidentally. We'll keep looking, but I have a feeling she won't be found until she wants to be. And as long as she stays away, I'm inclined to let her go. She'll have to answer for her crimes someday, but we have much more immediate concerns.
Yeah, like that gigantic Dyson sphere. Not great. And that's a hell of a cliffhanger to leave it on. So, thanks very much for watching, guys. This is Boomer, and I'll see you next time on Let's Play Star Trek Online.